Welcome out to another one of our standout student interviews. It's time for us to jump into another one of our South Park boroughs. Leonardo Banuelos, a junior up at South Park High School, joining us. And Leo, how's the junior year been treating you?
Really good. I've had a great year so far.
When you talk about the junior year, I've heard kids tell me that it's one of the tougher years in high school for them. How is this one kind of compared to freshman and sophomore year?
Definitely is harder, a lot more work to do. I have to do some catching up, but it's still not impossible.
When you talk about the work that you're doing, obviously a lot of that's going to be in the classroom. What are some of your favorite classes that you're taking this year?
Some of my favorite would probably be college English, math, and even a health class that I have.
When you talk about college English, what's different in that class compared to a regular high school English class? What have you guys been able to do?
Pretty much the same kind of English. It's composition 1, but this year, instead of getting just a high school credit, I'll be getting a high school credit and college credits after completing it for just one semester of doing it.
Do you like to challenge yourself and try and get ahead of the curve a little bit, especially in the junior year?
Yeah, I have been trying to find ways to finish some other classes that I need done sooner so I don't have to worry about it next year.
What's the decision-making process like when you start deciding what tougher classes or what AP classes you're going to try and take or what college-level classes you're going to take?
I look at both, like what's going to help me in college for completing those credits and my high school credits at the same time, so that way I can pretty much knock out 2 with 1 stone.
We talked about your favorite subjects this year that you're taking, but if you could sit down in a classroom for an entire day, regardless of what teacher it was, what place it was, and could just learn one subject, what would you decide to take?
That's between by math or history.
What brings those two up to the forefront of subjects that you like? What really drew you into those 2 subjects?
Well, math's been my favorite subject growing up my whole life, and then history is I have a good interest in all of the past that's happened, so I find it interesting.
I can definitely join you on the history side. Math was never my forte, so you'd probably be leading the way in that discussion. Teachers make a big difference in which subjects you end up liking. What do you look for in a teacher? What makes a good teacher for you?
One that's more about kind of hands-on talking in a way instead of just pure slideshows. I don't find that entertaining, and that there's labs and projects in it.
Are there any teachers up in South Park and in Fairplay or through your education that you've really been able to bond with and find that connection with?
Yeah, I've had a few. One's Mr. Bolin, and then also Mr. Beauvais and Mr. Knutson. Those are the main 3 that have made it interesting and more fun than boring.
It's always good when you can toss out multiple teachers with that as well. You keep yourself busy outside of the classroom, though. I know you're in a lot of sports and a lot of activities up there in South Park. What's your favorite stuff to do, though, when it comes to the clubs, groups, or sports?
Probably do basketball. That's my favorite sport. I also enjoy doing some football, too, though.
What are some of the lessons you learn from sports outside of the actual sport itself? Anything that you carry with you?
Responsibility, especially, or accountability. And then knowing, if you say you're going to do something, then do it. Now,
you guys on the football field also going through a little bit of a rough patch as far as the season, but has this season helped you to kind of solidify that point even a little bit more with the struggles?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, with only 1 sub most of the time, you got to be responsible for sure to make sure you're getting your job done and not letting the team down.
We'll bring it back to South Park High School again in a moment, but first, looking ahead to your senior year and even the years after high school, have you given thought to what you might want to be doing for a career or where that might take you?
Well, about land surveying, I do it as a summer job with Tom Burnett here in town, and I've found a lot of interest in that. It includes math, too, so.
Is it kind of cool being able to jump into a career already and see where it could take you?
Yeah, it's really fun and a great opportunity also.
Talk a little bit now about what advice you would give to somebody coming into South Park and even somebody looking to try and fit in any high school. What's the biggest tip and thing that made it easy for you at South Park?
It does get easier after completing something. It'll help out a lot, and it won't be as hard as it might be at the beginning, or if you run into something that is rough, to not give up and just keep trying, because it does get easier.
A little bit of that bulldog or rather burro mentality at times, as it were. We'll wrap it up with this for you, Leo. What's your favorite thing about living up in Fairplay and living up in the high country?
Not too busy for traffic-wise, like, at least except for the highway that gets packed. And also the winter, I do enjoy the winter.
You're one of the few people I've heard that enjoys the winter. Definitely over me. But thank you so much, Leo, for talking with us, and good luck as you guys finish out the football year and as you continue to work through your junior season.
All right, thank you.